Podcast, episode 2. Oh, yeah, where we're talking about games, news, and all the
Games.
All the
game
video
stuff.
games.
All the games.
All the video games.
Yeah. Pumped to
Sometimes
see
board
it.
games.
And
related.
news and discussion.
and news and discussion as we take a stroll down Newsville. A lot of news going on this week. A lot of crazy things happening, a lot of changes in games that we love, and a lot of new games coming out. So let's start it off with, I guess, the PUBG PS4 release. What do you guys think about this?
Well, this is the one game on this list I don't think any of us have played.
That's
well,
true.
no, because none of us have had an Xbox.
Well, hold
Right?
on right there. I played the mobile.
The mobile version doesn't count.
Boo.
Because I
Boo.
played that one too, and it was so bad.
But you were doing really well, weren't you? You were killing all of the bots.
All the bots.
Yes, that means you were good.
But yes, so PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds finally has a release date on PS4, and
What
that's
is it? What is it?
December
December-
7th.
Huh.
So
Oh,
coming
that's
coming up
soon.
in just a little bit under a month's time.
Interesting.
So the game's been out for a whole year now, just like Fortnite. And I gotta ask,
Yeah, but it's still in beta, air quotes.
is it a little
Yeah,
bit
but so is Fortnite.
too late for PUBG to be making its debut on PS4?
Too late.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I think the bus is come and gone with what
battle
people
bus?
want out of. Sorry.
Ding.
Oh yeah, I don't have a bell.
Oh,
I
I see.
I
I
asked if the
didn't.
battle bus
I'm
is
a
come and
winner.
gone.
I hear you.
The
I didn't
battle
get
bus.
that. Took a minute to click. But I go ahead, Chris.
No, you go ahead. Stop it.
All I was gonna say is I think the bus is, forgive the pun, but I think the bus is come and gone with what people want out of battle royale. People who've been playing on the PS4 have already settled in with Fortnite because number one, it's free, and number two, it's been available for the longer time.
Ooh, I didn't
one
realize you
really-
had to pay for PUBG.
Yeah, it's gonna be $30 at retail, just like the PC and Xbox One versions.
Huh.
And
Hey, but if you want
you'll also
skin-
get a special set of PS4 exclusive outfits. That's pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah, Nathan Drake, Uncharted.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I like the Uncharted games. I would like to.
I
Play
mean,
them,
I like the Uncharted games
but
too, but
just
am I
not-
willing?
Not in PUBG.
Not a fan.
I'll stick to Nathan Drake in Uncharted, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems way too late because either you're playing Fortnite, which is free, and you've spent a lot of money on skins in Fortnite, so you're not going to
Right.
go and buy a new game,
Mhm.
or you play Black Ops 4, in which case you already got a probably better BR experience than you're getting from PUBG.
Very true.
I tend to agree
Most
with
likely
that.
more
but
polished.
also, are we underestimating the ravenous appetite that people have to play battle royale games? Because there's people who just love to be, you're intimately familiar with the Fortnite subreddit. There's some people on there who are probably like, if Epic keeps this shit up, I'm gonna switch to PUBG on PS4, and that's totally gonna happen.
You're 100% right, and I don't doubt that there's a subsect of people who are going to be like that, and there's going to be people who are just going to play it because they can play it on PS4 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's I don't think it's going to be a failure, but it's probably not going to be making any big waves.
Yeah, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a resounding success.
I mean, how will we define success in terms of just sales numbers?
Well,
How
I
many
just don't. I don't think that at $30 you're really gonna be able to pull a lot of people away
Yeah.
from the BR
From-
games they're already playing.
Mm-hmm.
Agree. Either they've already paid for it, or they can already enjoy one for free. You're right.
I agree.
Exactly.
Also, but again, sorry, I have to be playing devil's advocate. But also, are we underestimating the actual value of the $30 when you just think about how much money people have sunk into imaginary skins for
But-
Fortnite?
That even more so would make some people less interested in playing PUBG. If you have a large skin catalog in Fortnite already, you're not going to want to spend $30 on a new BR game and then potentially spend more money
Even
on
more
whatever
money.
add-ons they have for PUBG. I don't.
But what if you
I
can't
don't
get
I
know.
mean, I
enough?
feel like PUBG
I know
is
what you're
like
saying though.
I get
their
what both of you
monetary
guys.
structure. Yeah.
I get what both of you guys are saying. Personally, I think that PUBG has been out in the atmosphere for so long, and PlayStation players are so used to Fortnite. And like PUBG and Fortnite, there was that whole thing like, which is the better game? And like everyone from each side would just be insulting the other group. I feel like PS4 has gained such a Fortnite following that its PUBG following might be tainted
Right.
by
Yeah.
that whole
And
Agree.
that just made me think of something else. Is PUBG gonna be cross-platform?
I was just about to ask that.
I
That's a
think
good
because
question. That's a good
because
question.
at this point, if you can't play PUBG with PC, Xbox, and PS4 all in the same party,
And mobile.
yeah, I guess.
And we should all
You're
Wow.
really gonna like shoot yourself in the foot because we're all so accustomed to it from Fortnite.
I mean,
True.
we only just barely got it for Fortnite. It took forever for Sony to even get that up and running. What makes you think they're actually going to make another exception here? Exception.
I
or
think they're
make-
turning in that direction.
They're starting to turn in that direction,
I
and I
think
would
they're
very
gonna
like
trend.
them to prove it. Yeah?
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
gonna
if you
trend
ask
that
me,
way.
I feel like Rocket League should get that first before PUBG even gets it, because I'm pretty sure people have wanted Rocket League for forever, and look at where that still stands, right?
Yes,
Rocket
it's very
League
true.
has PC crossplay, right?
does,
But
yep.
just not Xbox crossplay. Okay.
Mhm.
On Xbox. Yep,
Mhm.
it's the same deal. It's the same issue that Fortnite had.
And then I
There's
just have
everyone.
one
Right.
last thing on PUBG, and it's like this is the first time I think I've heard any news come around about PUBG in probably like 5 to 6 months.
100%.
And
Agree.
the last thing I remember hearing was that the game still was like a train wreck as far as like the 1.0
Yeah, but they were,
release. So
but they made it to version 1.0, ironically. So it was a celebration.
But if you make it to 1.0 and it's not great, did you really make it to 1.0?
I don't think you did.
Or did you really just make it to 0.99 and
The 9-9 repeating. Yeah, I mean that's probably what it is. Really, in reality, that's what they should actually call it. Fortnite version. I mean PUBG version 0.999. And it is not even any. Is there even any guarantee that the PS4 version is not going to be any worse? Again,
No.
only time will tell.
Well,
Really.
It's
yeah,
it's funny you brought that up though, Mark, because I was thinking the exact same thing when I saw the actual like announcement poster or whatever for it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's the game.
yeah, like
And I
that,
was like, oh fuck, yeah, it's coming to okay.
at one point that was Fortnite's biggest competitor, and now it's
Yeah.
it's an afterthought.
I mean,
Yeah.
my last comment on that too is that I remember when, or at least when you guys, Mark with a K and Mark with the C, started playing Fortnite, we were all saying, "Oh, this is just going to be a temporary
Yeah.
holdover until PUBG hits PS4."
He
And
didn't.
now the
Mhm.
entire situation's reversed.
It was just the game to tide us over until it eventually came out. It's a good thing we didn't. Good thing we didn't wait around.
Agreed.
Agree.
Yeah.
You know?
Agree.
Jumping off the Fortnite bandwagon, or whatever.
Or right into
Battle
the
Royale,
Fortnite bag.
right into the
Yeah.
right into the Fortnite bandwagon. Glider redeploy is off for all normal modes.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're happy
I'm-
about that, aren't you?
I am. I'm happy about it. The last time I know last week I was saying that I didn't really like it, and then this week me and Mark were playing with Jesse, and I got used to it. I did. But I still
Mhm.
didn't like it. Like I still didn't like that someone could build up and then jump off their structure that was like a little bit further from me. Just like I don't know. I feel like it took away from my old strategy, and I thought I thought build battles were cool, but now you can just cop out of a build battle by flying away. So
It's
I'm-
true. It feels
I'm-
like a cop out.
yeah, I'm glad that it's off, but I know that there's mixed feelings about it going around.
Well,
Go ahead, Mark
I
with the
for
K.
one do not find build battles cool because I'm not the greatest builder. But to me, it seems it seems a bit ridiculous just because people have been saying specifically on the subreddit that building has been nerfed so many times that they're getting sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what like glider redeploy was 100% you know put in for, like, I would assume people who get into build fights and a third party comes along, shoots out their structure. Now, instead of them being insta dead, now they have a way to recover, break off, come back, and do whatever they want to do. So I don't know. I feel like it was more beneficial than people give it credit for. Plus, I like being able to use my glider
I
literally
mean,
all the time. But I'm glad they kept it in the game for longer than they kept in the explosive damage
that is
before
true.
they removed it. So at least you had a large sample size. So I can understand them taking it out. But
How
I
long
think
was it in?
you could have made a change to it first and then seen how people reacted to it. Again,
Yeah.
that's I'm playing the sad boy here.
Yeah.
How long
No,
was it in? I mean,
I-
was that like a month's worth?
It
Was
was
that it?
the
No.
beginning of the
It might have been.
Fortnitemares. So
It might have
it
been.
was
Oh,
it was like 2.5, 3 weeks at this
okay,
point.
that's a little reasonable time point. But you bring
Yeah.
up the point about not being able to see your glider. As you said last week or last time we talked about it, you paid to see these gliders and you only see them for like the first, minute and a half of every single match.
Or if you
Yeah.
find a launch pad. Like
Oh, yeah.
literally that's it.
But
Yeah.
they nerfed those too.
Or the portals, the rifts.
Rifts,
Yeah.
right.
There too. But
Okay.
still, it's not.
I feel as if sorry, I'm like being weird. My voice. I don't know.
It's fall. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's fall. Yeah. All these
Yeah.
goddamn leaves fall on the ground.
Yeah, they're falling
The
out
mold and fuck.
side
Uh,
76.
ah.
Oops.
So
Sorry.
I fuck, what was I gonna say? I started talking about fucking leaves and shit, and now I don't know what's going on. Ugh. Just give me a second. Yes. So, yeah, I lost it. Sorry.
Thanks a lot,
Alright.
Rob.
I'll remember it. I'll remember it. You guys keep talking. I'll
Yeah.
remember
Alright,
it in my brain.
I think I'm on Mark with the K side on this. That I'm a little bit sad because it was nice to see the gliders show up, more than just in the beginning of the game, and when you have the, maybe once or twice in a round when you like hit a portal or something. However, I think that maybe I don't know if I encountered enough times where I felt like I was screwed over by the redeploy. Maybe that's why I'm not. Maybe that's why I am upset about it being gone. But I don't know. Couldn't there be some sort of like just kind of rebalancing of it? I feel like it might be a little early to just pull the plug on a big change like this, and
I mean,
maybe test out, like, I don't know, maybe you can only redeploy from like further up heights or something.
They
Yeah.
did change that.
yeah.
They did change that.
Oh, did they?
They did?
They did a change the height. So when you're free falling, it used to be like 15 meters or something like that, where you would auto deploy off of a jump pad. But now they've changed it to 35 meters that it auto redeploys. So like you can't just like they did readjust a lot of the glider stuff.
Mm.
I
Um,
think
sorry, go ahead.
Mark with the C was going more so from being able to redeploy your glider from the
Oh,
minimum
no.
threshold
Yeah.
Yeah.
would have
Yeah,
been
thresholds, yeah.
raised, from
Gotcha.
because I think it was 10 meters or essentially 2 ramps up.
Yes.
That's a bit
Bit
like
much.
you don't really gain any benefit from building 2 ramps and then jumping. So
Yeah.
why not make it so you build 5 ramps or 10 ramps or something before you're
And
able to.
someone can be in danger if they haven't built high enough. If they knock down the stairwell, they'll still fall
Right.
in the steps,
So
Yeah.
now
like that.
I think there's a bunch of things that could have went into the balancing them a little bit better. You could have made it a set number of glider redeploys per
Mhm.
match.
Oh, that's a good one.
you
Ooh,
know,
that's a good one.
or
I was actually thinking about that now that I understand what you're saying. I think that they should have made the ability to use your glider, like to redeploy it. They should have made it situational. So like um like if your building gets shot out from under you, I don't think you should be like you shouldn't be able to redeploy it. Like if you fall off of a platform without jumping, I think you shouldn't be able to redeploy it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you can only use it if you jump into it, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
think that's one thing they needed to change, because people were just like falling from any height, like accidentally,
And
and
still deploying.
still be able
Right.
to deploy in time to save themselves. And I don't. If you make a mistake like that, I feel like you should be penalized for it.
yeah,
Punished.
Um,
Agree.
so like that's a change they can make quickly to fix that. And then if they're bringing, if not if they're bringing it out of the game, I 1000% think they should bring bounce pads back then.
I mean, yeah. I don't think that that's too much to ask for.
And I think also if you
Add
do bring
another
back bounce
mobility
pads,
option.
yeah, and if you do bring back bounce pads, I think you should be able to redeploy off the bounce
Yeah,
pad.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one
that'd
I
be
think
pretty
would be a perfect compromise right there.
Mm-hmm.
Being
Agree.
so because I mean you already have a launch pad which you're able to redeploy your glider off of.
Mm-hmm.
The bounce pad works similarly, but you know,
Directional.
you would have to make it though a little bit different than a launch pad though, you know. I
Well,
mean, I guess
launch
the
pads you
rarity
can't.
is enough. You don't really get the same amount of height from a bounce pad that you would from a
Mm-hmm.
launch pad. So yeah, I mean that would be cool if
And
they
like the
eventually go that
difference,
route.
the difference is that like when you're using the launch pad, you have to you automatically are gonna pull your. I mean, I guess. Am I correct in saying that when you use the launch pad, you automatically pull your glider out?
No,
No.
you can
So you can
still
jump off and just fly down.
you can nosedive and then as you like your face from the ground before they made this
Hitting
change,
it.
Gotcha.
you
Yeah.
could
Gotcha.
you could redeploy.
So maybe they, instead of bringing bounce pads back, they make jump pads directional, so that you could like
Mm,
launch yourself off a like place it directly on a wall and then
Yeah.
launch yourself that direction. That could work too.
Here's
but
an
yeah, if
idea.
they
You drop the rarity of a launch pad from purple to blue, make them a little bit more common, then I think you're all right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
just
I think
find
that'd
more
be
of them
good.
in general. Yeah. That could work too.
Yeah, because I feel like people are going to be so used to being able to get out now. You do want some kind of compromise there, because the feeling on this is very split from what I've seen.
And yeah,
Right.
and I mean as it should be. I mean, there's always going to be some people being unhappy with changes they make.
Yeah,
But
I say
No.
keep up
Maybe.
the rapid fire changing things because I fucking love it.
100%.
Oh yeah, it keeps you on your toes, isn't it?
Wait, you said you
Yes.
love it. You said you
Yeah,
love
I
it.
love it. It's exciting. It's like every time I stopped playing for like a week, and then there's so many new things in the game. The maps changed, stuff got taken out, new stuff got added in. Like, yeah, you'll probably miss some things, but still, it's like every time you log in, it feels like there's something new and
It's like
exciting
every
to
single
do.
day is Christmas.
It's true. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a new game every time I log on
Yeah.
after not playing for a
Yeah,
couple
there-
weeks.
there's-
I'm just
there-
like, well, fuck, I got to relearn all of this over again.
There's
For better
always
or for
something to
worse.
look forward to
Word.
Indeed.
on a weekly basis, which is more than you can say for most games.
And talking about looking forward to things on a weekly basis,
Oh,
Nice.
fucking Let's Go Pikachu comes out on Friday.
Nice
yeah.
Oh,
That was a good segue.
I'm so happy.
With the segue or the game?
Well, both. But I'm talking
Okay,
about
great.
I'm talking about the games right now. I'm talking about the games. I'm
Yes.
so pumped, man. I didn't think I would be, but I'm so hype.
So I'm mixed on it, but I want to hear more.
Want to go
about
into
your-
this?
your-
So
more
I
about
was
your-
interested because you initially wrote, I might be breaking the fourth wall here, but you said that the reviews for this game are divided. But from where I stand, those reviews aren't all altogether that divided. I think they're all pretty much saying it's a good game. I think that
Well,
all
who
land
said they
on
were
the
divided?
8 out of
Mark
10.
That's not what's that's not what they're
It's fine.
divided about.
Oh,
I think they're more so divided on whether or not the simpler story or the simpler game in general is, is for everyone. if you
Okay,
will.
so what exactly is simplified? Are they saying in these reviews?
So now there's no wild Pokemon battling. You run
Yes.
into wild Pokemon, but your only option, I think, is to catch and probably run away. Like there's no more experience gain from a wild Pokemon battle. For one,
Gotcha.
technically, you
But
gain
there
the only
is
way-
experience game if you catch them.
Yes, the only way to
Mhm.
grind your Pokemon is to catch Pokemon, and I
I-
agree that is
I don't
actually
like
probably
that.
one of the more painful points.
I don't.
I
I don't
agree
think
that that's
I
one of
don't
the
think
more
that's
painful
fun at all.
But
Because
look, okay, well, continue. Go ahead.
because the whole point of a wild Pokemon battle is to battle.
It's true.
I do not want to sit at my desk for 5 minutes swinging my Joy-Con at the screen trying to catch a Pokemon.
That's a funny mental image.
That's it is because I think it's ridiculous for that to be your only option in a wild Pokemon battle. Granted, I've been playing Pokemon since, I think all 4 of us have been playing Pokemon since the original. So we're
Huh.
accustomed to the one way of how a Pokemon battle is. Either you battle it, catch it, or you run away.
Mhm.
But I don't want to sit there and drone away trying to catch things that I don't want. I catch the stuff that I want. If I don't want it, I'm killing it.
Whoa.
Maybe they're trying to
That's
get away.
very-
From
You mean
that.
making it faint? Don't
You
kill
mean
a Pokemon.
faint?
My
Mark.
bad.
Pokemon don't die, Mark.
You're not a murderer. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
imagine how many Pokemon you would have fucking murdered if that's what if that's what actually happened. Like you just left them dead in the
Yeah,
woods.
just
and
imagine
you
what
just did-
imagine what the tall grass would look like.
Yeah,
my
all Pokemon
God.
blood everywhere.
Oh my god.
And that sounds like it belongs in a grim dark movie. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead.
Like
Come
a-
on,
like
let's
a-
not jump
like a
ahead.
Dwarf?
Let's not. No, we'll get there eventually.
Oh, come on.
But look, I understand where you're coming from with yes, it does certainly suck to have to sit there and have to catch every single Pokemon in order to train up your team. I do agree that sucks. But if you think about it from a presentation standpoint, don't you think that the battle like the Pokemon routes look a lot more lively when you're able to see the Pokemon that you're going to bump into?
All right.
And you can get around them too, which I
Yes,
like.
and you can dodge them too if you really don't want to bother.
I don't want to fight that Caterpie, so I'm going around it.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
you
well,
get to see
well, I won't be
how
able to fight
certain
them.
Pokemon act. Like sometimes they'll run away from you if they're like scared, or they'll just want to run into you because they're dicks. Like
Now-
I thought that's rather lively.
Now, I never said that I didn't think a more lively Pokemon environment was a bad thing.
Yeah, you put words in his mouth, Rob.
Oh,
And
sorry
I-
about
I
that.
never said
Jeez.
that it was a bad
Yeah,
thing.
fuck you, Rob.
You know,
All I
this
said
might
was I think the Pokemon battles are going to be way more boring now unless you're in a trainer battle.
Fine, then I
all
don't disagree
for-
with that.
I'm all for making, like, I'm looking on this article right here, and quite frankly, I'm looking at a Pokemart / Pokecenter, and it looks fantastic. I've
Mhm.
never ever said that I didn't think the game looked good.
And yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Didn't say that. Yeah. Well, okay.
You didn't
Look,
say
and I
that. That's
I
true.
was just-
You did- and I'm not discounting that you didn't say that, and neither did I say that I disagree that it's certainly not a divisive point as well. I do
All right.
again. I did say it's boring. So
This might be
Alright,
the
but-
most true to Pokemon game that there is because
That's a
we
great
all
point.
know you got to catch them all. This is the only game that incentivizes catching every single Pokemon you see.
And
True.
going off of that, the more of the same Pokemon you catch, the greater chance you have that it has like favorable stats and is shiny. Like there's a percentage multiplier that adds up every time you catch another one of the same species.
Oh, is that a thing? I actually
Yes,
I
it
did
is.
not know. I did not
Pokemon.
know
I didn't
this.
know
I did
that.
not know
It
this.
is.
My
It
research
is.
on
I was
that.
reading about it today,
Interesting.
which is
That
kind of cool.
fascinating.
Yeah. So like if you really want a shiny Skarmory, which I don't know if you would, and they're not in this game, but if you wanted But
And
if you
maybe-
wanted
maybe
something like
in-
that,
All right, better that. What if you want
maybe
shiny
maybe
Arcanine?
in Let's
you know?
Go, Totodile or whatever the next one will be. But
Let's go Chikorita.
I will say
No, it's not. It's gonna call let's get it.
Let's
get it.
Let's get it, Pikachu.
Wait, can we please make like a fucking meme of that and post
Oh my
that
god.
as the no? It needs to be the icon for this episode. Just like
Let's
Let's
get
get
it.
it.
let's get it, Pikachu. We got it.
Oh
Okay.
my
Oh,
god.
that's
All
that's,
right,
that's
guys.
the episode title. That's what that is.
But yeah, no, that's actually really cool.
But-
I go ahead, Mark, with the K.
I'm all I understand the purpose of this game, that it's trying to introduce Pokemon to a different generation,
Mhm.
the mobile generation that started, with Pokemon Go. So I get that, and it's really gonna ease them through it. But I've been saying for years I want a very difficult Pokemon game, which obviously this is not going to be. But,
Yeah, I mean, clearly
you
it's
know.
not meant for the you as the demographic.
And let me just also say that I'm 100% still buying this game,
Yes.
and
You
I'm
are?
going to play it.
Which one? So let me
I'm
just
playing in
sidebar for a
handheld
second.
mode. I'm not flinging the controller at the screen.
Agreed. But
So you're just
handheld
gonna
mode is
fling the
always
entire
better.
screen.
No, I disagree wholeheartedly with you guys on that. I am 1,000% going to be playing this on my TV because I've said since like I don't know, the PlayStation 2 that I just want a full Pokemon game that I can play on my television. And they finally
I
gave it to
agree.
me and I'm not fucking putting it on a handheld again because then what was the point?
I
That
agree.
is-
I
that
agree
is
very
my-
hard with that.
the only time I will be doing that is when I'm doing what Mark with a C talked about last time in toilet gaming. Like, but it's going back on the dock when I get back into my bedroom and we'll stay
And
there.
you will enjoy
Alright.
it in your glorious large TV. Which
make a good
have.
case.
Yes.
Now, let me just sidebar here. What version is everyone getting here? At least of those that are buying it, what version are people getting here?
Pikachu.
Eevee.
I've changed my mind. I want Pikachu.
100% Eevee because I don't
Well,
like
yeah.
Pikachu.
How do you not like Pikachu?
Well,
That-
Mark
that's a-
with a K. Mark with a K.
That's a
though.
story for the I Don't Like Pikachu podcast.
That in itself could be
boy.
a whole day's worth of conversation. We've heard snippets about this on and on
All
a
right.
lot. But let me tell you this, Mark with the K. Don't you want to write an Arcanine on the main world? Don't you want that? You can't find a Growlithe unless you're playing Pikachu.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Ooh, we gotta
also
look
a
at the
big-
exclusives. I gotta look at the exclusives. I don't know which one's
Let's
exclusive to
find
which.
that out right now because I'm still gonna get Eevee because in Eevee I can teach it moves from any one of its evolutions. That's
Which is
gonna be
really
better.
cool.
That's gonna be better than Pikachu. Just saying.
So
Quick
you're not going
question.
to evolve your Eevee then?
You can't.
So we found out
Oh yeah, you can't do
you
it.
cannot evolve either your Pikachu or your Eevee.
So then Pikachu's
What?
the obvious choice.
So the way they're getting around that for Eevee is that you can teach your Eevee a special move of the type of one of its evolutions. So you could teach it an electric, grass,
Grass, water.
fire, psychic, dark.
Are you
fairy.
only allowed to give it one of
But you
them?
only get
From the thing I saw, the Eevee had every single move, or had 4 moves, and all of them were different types.
Lit.
So
this is,
I'm
this is
assuming
gonna be
works.
epic. Can I
I'm
teach it Fire
assuming-
Blast? Fuck, I hope so. Just little
Nah, you
Eevee
got it.
opening her mouth and it's just a goddamn flamethrower. That would be so sick. Oh my god.
I'm already picturing like fan art of that. It's
Yo,
just, like
yo,
five.
Eevee will wipe out the Elite Four single-handedly. Let's go.
I wonder
I'm
if
hyped
all
on
of the like world map placements of trainers and all the Pokemon they have are all exactly the same as they were in the original Gen 1.
Now
hope
I
so.
think
Or if they
I
change
think
it.
I
I hope
read
it's
that
the
they
same.
slightly nerfed the number of trainers that are in
Ugh.
every route. So that
I
might also be
don't-
a little
come
insufferable.
on.
That's
Mm,
lame.
No.
That's a little insufferable. I
That's
agree.
If you're
lame.
gonna take out all kinds of wild Pokemon battles, you should not be reducing the number of trainers. Trainers in
Now-
that game are not that hard.
Well,
do you
I would
think-
hold that thought. I would
ahead.
hold that thought because I wished I had the source on hand. I don't remember who wrote it, but I do recall seeing a couple of articles saying that some post-game trainers were actually extremely difficult and they actually couldn't get through them. And also Red has all of his Pokemon at like level 85 or something, which actually makes the post-game rather difficult. So there might be something to look forward to there. I'll have to look up the source, but
The,
that's something
I
that you
should-
should look into.
I did hear though that the main, getting all your badges and beating the Elite Four is very easy though. I did hear that.
I mean, I think that's the whole point to try to level that out. You add so outside of those specific trainers that you have to beat with like a specific Pokemon, which I think you've touched upon before, and I think you're aware of. You know for every like there's specialized trainers that have like one that require you to have a particular Pokemon. Besides those trainers, like there's apparently some decently high level Pokemon high level trainers in the post game as well, which I would imagine would be red, blue, and green, and probably some other specialized ones as well. I'd have to look at the source, but
Speaking
it's
of,
worth thinking
of
about.
particular Pokemon, so the version exclusives, since we were talking about that before,
You got that?
in Pikachu you can get Oddish, Sandshrew, and Growlithe. The only one I'm jealous about is Growlithe. And in Let's Go Eevee, you can get Bellsprout, Meowth, and Vulpix. Vulpix
You
is
get a
awesome.
Ninetales.
Vulpix is awesome. I'm just gonna say.
So
this is
Mark,
awesome.
Yeah,
Mark,
but
you're
Arcanine, no.
getting Eevee. So
I'm getting Eevee.
I'm
Yep.
getting
will-
Pikachu so I can trade with people. Because I know Mark was getting Eevee, so that's why I went for Pikachu. So I can trade
Okay.
with people.
Mark, with a C. You're getting
Pikachu.
Eevee too.
No,
You're
yeah,
getting Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I'll get Eevee as well, and then we'll have an even balance. Because I don't really care, because I love Ninetales and I love Growlithe. So, and if we want them, we got friends.
We can trade.
So we can
Yeah, we got
trade.
friends.
We
That's
have
the one
friends.
difference. That's the
And
one
friendship we
difference I think.
trust.
Friends the video game.
Wait, hold on.
Friends.
Wait. Do we need Nintendo Switch Online to trade?
Oh,
I'm
fucking
not-
kill me if I do.
I'm not going to
Oh,
buy it
kill
just
me
to
if I
trade a
do.
Pokemon.
Do link
You
cables work?
probably do.
Can I use NFC to trade Pokemon, please?
I
Oh
hate
my
your
god,
love.
this fucking soundboard.
Oh,
That's
God.
great. That is really good.
That's
yeah.
a great point,
Well,
though.
We'll have to figure that out.
That's a shame.
Does it
Talking
have
about
Wonder Trade?
yeah.
Well, you'll definitely need Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's definitely
No free
true.
Pokemon for you. It's
Interesting.
literally what it is. There's no free Pokemon for you. That's the difference between the Game Boy games and this. In Game Boy, at least you could actually, trade over the Nintendo World, the global
Global
world
trading
the global trade system. Yeah, and that was free. And now it's not, or at least assumed to be not. We'll have to see. Sorry,
Man,
that was just funny.
that's
But-
fine.
But yeah,
Going
speaking of
on to
Pikachu.
speaking of Pikachu, the Detective Pika movie.
Oh, I need to know what you all think about this.
You guys
Uh,
have a lot of
trailer.
thoughts. You guys open it up.
Yeah.
You guys open it. Who wants
yeah,
to go first there?
I don't care. I have
Uh,
thoughts.
Oh,
So
I'll-
go, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, you
yeah,
go
I'll go
You were
first.
very
All right.
excited, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I want this to come out right now. I'll watch it 5 times. I don't think the Pokemon designs are bad. I don't
I
care that
agree
they're.
with that.
I don't care that they're hairy and furry. I think Clefairy looks fine.
Mhm.
Fairy?
This is what we
Jigglypuff?
all wanted when we were kids.
Jigglypuff.
Wanted to have
Is
like
it though? Yeah,
Pokemon
Jigglypuff.
friends. We wanted to have Pokemon friends and like one of them that we could understand and have conversations with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the like detective like noir kind of theme is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's gonna be a fun movie, and I'm all about it. So I'll start this out on a high note. Now I'm curious what you guys
So-
think.
You know, when you're talking about having being a kid and wishing you had a Pokemon that was realistic to talk to, I don't think you were imagining a Pikachu that you could talk about your crippling depression with, because that's what he seems like to me. I just find that
Listen,
hilarious.
Listen, you don't
Why,
know
why
that.
why do you assume he was crippling? Had to crippling
He just
depression.
Did you
Sorry,
just
I
assume
think-
his depression?
Wow.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Someone
Maybe
send
I
this
should-
guy to the clink, please.
Maybe I shouldn't have made that assumption. I'm sorry. I think I'm probably thinking of fan art more than anything else here, but that was the first thought when you're
Wait, hold
thinking
on.
about a grim, dark
You don't
universe
just
like
get
this
to-
one.
You don't just get to mention that and then not explain it.
Oh, I mean, I could. I'll link you. I'll link you guys to it when I find
Please
it.
don't
but,
do it. I want you to. I want you to explain it. Explain it.
I don't remember. I don't even think I have it anymore. But
All right, lit. All
yeah.
right, lit.
No, continue.
Depressing
Someone else
Pokemon
take
fan
it.
art.
So that being said, I have to say, from the first thumbnail I saw, at first I was like, "Oh God, this looks very like not not appealing." Just because I was like, "This looks like these things look kind of scary."
Mhm.
But then I watched the trailer, and Ryan Reynolds is a very charming Pikachu. I think they did a hell of a job. And as much as I don't like Pikachu, it's a very cute Pikachu. The hair looks cool. I'm glad they're not discriminating against generations 2 through at least 6. I didn't see any Gen 7 Pokemon in the trailer, but I definitely spotted a Greninja, which is a big win in my book.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
But yeah, just to echo exactly what Mark said, this is what we wanted when we were kids. I had,
True.
Pokemon stuffed animals as a kid. I have a shelf in my room with Pokemon plushes on it. I would still love
You had
Pokemon
Pokemon
to be
plushes in your
real.
car. You know.
Like it's gonna it. I mentioned it to Mark and Rob. It's gonna have a similar feel, I think, to how I felt when The Force Awakens came out and I was
Mhm.
sitting in the theater watching it. I was like, wow, like this is huge. This feels great right now.
Mhm.
This is what we've always wanted. You
And
know.
It's
the
true.
only thing I will say is it doesn't matter what context you put this Pokemon in. Mr. Mime is forever the most creepy thing. And to
That is.
throw
Yeah.
Mr. Mime in at the very end of that trailer really rustled my jimmies a little bit.
And I think that was the whole point, to really, really make you feel uncomfortable. I think that was the one that was supposed to be obviously uncomfortable. Go ahead, Chris.
I loved that scene, to be honest. When I watched the trailer, I was watching it with a couple people, and one of them was not pumped, and he like gave me that kind of energy. So I started to watch it, and then I thought I was gonna feel that kind of energy, like it was weird, and I didn't like it. Um, and I was looking at it at like through that kind of a lens, but then I actually started to laugh out loud because I thought some of the shit that they were saying was really funny. And my mood completely changed. And when I saw Mr. Mime uh essentially mime to Pikachu that he should shove it, I I lost it. I lost it. And like just Mr. Mime's reaction, or like, oh, I think he's telling you to shove it, and Pikachu looks at him, and Mr. Mime like
no
literally
one could
gives him
top that
the
cough.
thumbs up and then like keeps miming. Dude, I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be so funny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
totally
You know,
agree.
it was
It's gonna be
funny.
hilarious.
I
that-
can't wait.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, when that trailer dropped, like, you Marks, you guys were all talking about it, and I was at work, and a friend of mine was somewhat into Pokemon Go, and I was like, "Have you ever heard of Detective Pikachu before?" And a friend of mine was just like, "No." And we both watched this trailer together at work, and I remember we started off thinking, "Oh God, these designs are so hideous," and by the end, we were actually laughing really loudly at that. Like, we were actually very amused by that, and
Yeah.
I actually have I've got decently high expectations out of
Yeah,
it now.
I
And the
mean,
ironic
Same.
thing is, I didn't expect much out of this because Detective Pikachu as a video game was as a game. I wasn't expecting them to actually pull something like this off, and
Mhm.
actually having some really witty dialogue while
Yeah.
they were at it.
During the trailer, did you guys also think that when the main character met Detective Pikachu that he pulled a gun on him?
Yes, I did.
Yep,
And I was
he
like,
did
whoa,
too.
whoa.
Didn't he?
It was a
No,
it was
it was a
stapler.
stapler.
No, it was a stapler. It was a stapler.
So I was like, this is fucked up. He's like got a gun.
Like the first 10 minutes of a Pokemon movie, and they pull a gun on Pikachu. Like, what? Oh yeah, dude, I freaked out when I saw it. I was like, is that a gun? And then my friend was like, no, it's a stapler. And I was like,
That-
oh.
I 100% think it's a gun.
I like how you didn't even question it. You're like, all right, I guess there's
Like,
guns
it's a gun.
involved.
But
It's like
I'll
somehow
just
you
say,
didn't think Pokemon and gun and put them together and didn't think that was weird. But yeah, go ahead.
I have only a few more points on this, and then we can move forward if you guys are all right with that. But I think it's going to be a very charming movie,
Mhm.
100%. B, yes, I thought the character designs were a little creepy at first, but I'm dropping a link in the chat right now, and if you look at those, you'll definitely see there's far creepier.
Yes.
And C, there was
Man.
a 20-second video of Pikachu as voiced by Danny DeVito, and that would have been a solid
Oh.
second place for.
I mean, you
Shit.
know, the irony is
I
that
would've
they
loved
actually
that.
tried to create a whole petition to get Danny DeVito to voice Detective Pikachu. And eventually it all shut down because Danny DeVito was asked about this and he's like, what the fuck's a Pikachu? Like, at some point. I had to find the source on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what
really
happened.
funny.
He should do like a fan dub just for all of us. He really should.
Like how Snoop Dogg dubbed over the Planet Earth videos. Like,
Exactly.
He needs to do one of those. He needs
Yeah.
to do one of those.
Hey,
That'd be pretty
you never
great.
know. never know.
Last point on the Pikachu movie or the Detective Pika movie. When I saw the rendering of Charizard,
Woo!
Yo,
I was
shit.
oh my
was lit.
god. It was whew, I felt some kind of great way after I saw that. I was like, fuck, this is gonna be great. Damn.
Oh, I'm so
Alright,
excited.
sorry, I just need
That's
a I
gonna be
just need
so
a quick
good.
I need a quick sidebar question here, but how many of you guys were aware that Detective Pikachu was going to be a movie before this trailer hit?
Not me.
I had heard grumblings of it for a while.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
think I did know. Because I wasn't that
Interesting.
surprised that there was a trailer that came out. But I
Yeah,
don't remember like how I heard about it.
I think I was more surprised that a trailer actually came out and that
Yeah.
it actually did make it into a real movie than
That's
I
pretty
was
much where
that
I
it's
stood.
that there's a movie.
And I think maybe the news that Ryan Reynolds was the voice actor was already out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was rumored for
Yeah.
a hot minute.
Yep, that definitely is what caught attention. Okay, that makes sense. I was just curious about who knew and who didn't. Like compared to that one coworker that had absolutely no idea and didn't know what it was to being really, really hyped up about it now. I was just like, that's just an interesting turn of events.
Word.
But yeah, that is definitely a thing, and that's probably going to be like a day one watch whenever
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie comes out in
Abs-
February.
absolutely.
May
Right?
11th, 2019.
May?
Save the
Oh,
date.
that was February. Oops. Okay, May 11th.
Let's
Save
get
the
it.
date indeed. But I mean, keeping on the topic of like Pokemon, something that I correlate a lot with my first memories of Pokemon is like following along with guidebooks. And along with that point, apparently Prima Games, the publishers for these for many of the guidebooks we had as kids, is shutting down at the beginning of 2019. And I
Yeah.
don't know how relevant this is to you guys, but did you guys ever use strategy guides at all when you were kids?
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah.
I want to say I use guides more so now, not physical versions of them. Mine all come from the wide interwebs. And I mean, I look like Bulbapedia, if we're talking like
Ah.
Oh,
Pokemon.
yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
like I look up where stuff is on like Bulbapedia for Pokemon. But other than that, I mean, I have a Mega Man 11 guidebook that I bought because collectible, you know.
Right. And I think that's the mentality for a lot of guidebooks. It's more about collecting them than it is actually using them. Now, I'll be honest, as a kid, I didn't know a lot about video games because I was kind of a cookie. That's a weird metaphor. Because I didn't understand.
I was
Okay.
kind of a cookie.
Because I was a bit of a
What does that
dummy.
even mean?
I don't know. Because all right, no, because I was a bit of a dummy. I mean, like again, I
your
wasn't
new
too good at
nickname is
video
Cookie.
games.
I'm calling you Cookie for forever.
Wonderful. I just shot myself in the foot, didn't I? Great.
Rob,
Thanks,
aka
Nightheart.
Cookie. I
Good
like
job,
it.
Nightheart.
No, it's not Nightheart. It's Cookie. Rob,
Great.
So-
aka Cookie.
I'm not gonna live that one down. I've done myself a disservice.
Listen, when they finally let you change your name on PSN from
Cookie.
Nightheart
Cookie.
to Cookie.
God damn it. Ugh. I'll get you back for this at some point. I did it to myself. Who am I kidding? But the point I was getting at is like, as a kid, I didn't quite understand video games very well. So like when I was playing Yellow and a little bit of Pokemon Gold, I would have those guidebooks open at night so I could figure out exactly when I would have to catch certain Pokemon, you know, if they showed up in the daytime or the nighttime, and where I would want to find them. As years went along, I never really bothered to actually use those guidebooks, and I just bought them more as a novelty. But that's
Yeah.
exactly why I have like guidebooks from the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow all the way up to Diamond and Pearl. I don't
It's
even think I
actually
ever used the
amazing
Diamond.
that you have those. That's pretty
I
great.
know.
That's
I
really
keep
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I have them stored. I take very good care of them, and I
That's
love them
awesome.
simply because it's like it's Pokemon, but in like in a printed form. There's something really special about seeing your favorite games on like on printed pages. I think, and
Yeah,
I
I
quite love
agree with that.
I think we even grew up in a time though that when we were younger, even that was the guidebooks thing. Was if you had access to the internet, um, you pretty much had access to them all the time. You didn't need to buy the book. That's
That
why
is
I
true.
never bought a book, because I always used to go to websites like Cheat Code Central and
Cheat
just like
CC.
Ah, Cheat
cheatcc.com,
CC.
man. And I used to just get all my info from there if I needed to figure out how to do something, or like how to run the unlimited rare candy before I realized that your Pokemon was going to be super underpowered compared to naturally leveled Pokemon, but I didn't know that at the time. Like that kind of stuff I just went to the internet for, and I still do these days. Bulbapedia is exactly where I go whenever
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that leads me into the side topic there, which would be like, would you like? So obviously, there's not much place for physical guidebooks because people don't actually use the physical guidebooks as guidebooks. They don't have to.
uh,
But as far as like digital or web-based guidebooks are, do you think they're still relevant in today's world? And you're kind of
100%.
alluding to it here.
100%.
No?
I
Yes?
disagree.
No?
Really?
Disagree?
Yeah,
Discuss.
go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, you Mark, go.
oh no,
Mark with a K, go.
no, Mark with a C. You take this one.
Oh, if you insist.
And
I
of
think
course.
that
Nice.
I think that a big comprehensive guide is like not the way that people like search for answers to things anymore. You like
Mhm.
type specifically into YouTube or even into Google, and you're like, how do you do this one little specific thing? And then you get your 2-minute video on how to do it, and then you're done. I don't think that people go to like, where do I go get all the like extra information that I'm not going to look for? In terms of like just a digital version of a guidebook, I don't even think that's very relevant much anymore either. People just want hyper specific, or that's
Mhm.
at least what it like seems like to me.
Hyper specific, and people are lazy now. Like
Yeah.
they want instant gratification. It's way easier to just like type up what you need and then get a video of it and watch it. And it's also like easier to understand, you know what I mean? Because you see exactly what you're going to be seeing when you play the game. So it's just much easier to follow.
So I agree with that, but at the same time, if say you're, trying to collect like in, for instance, Kingdom Hearts, if you're trying to collect all the materials to synthesize the ultimate Keyblade, a short form, which probably isn't actually that short form, but like a video on YouTube showing you where to go for everything is not really, conducive to the goal you're trying to accomplish.
Agree.
You're
I
looking
agree.
for, specific items that drop from specific enemies in specific places. So you really need like a large, like really just a giant table that
Game
tells you
facts.
enemy. Yeah, exactly. Like
Game
game
facts. Something that you can control
are-
F. Control
yeah.
F, look up your items,
Control
search,
F,
find.
see what you're looking for. I've used game facts a lot if I'm just playing through a game that I want to just like finish, and I'll just follow the step-by-step walkthrough because sometimes I don't have. I mean, I've said it plenty of times. I don't finish most of the games that I play. So when I get to that point where I'm starting to, you know, lose my will to keep playing, that I just pull up a game facts and I run through it.
Now, that's not what I was thinking you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like something that is essentially a Prima game strategy guide, but just a digital version of it.
Ah, okay.
Like
Well,
I don't think a digital version of like downloading a PDF file or like opening up
Okay.
a file online that has like all of that info is as useful as like a bunch of like scroll down menus where you can just get to the point that you want to get to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Different context.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then, so
Fair enough.
if we're going like an official guidebook PDF, no, I don't want.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think
I
official
would,
guidebooks are no longer necessary.
Yeah, I would much prefer like a crowdsourced like game facts
Gotcha.
library for a game than I would an official starter guide. Speaking of digital starter guides, if you go on My Nintendo Rewards, Rob, you can pick up 3 Prima official starter guide for
Oh no,
Splatoon
I know
2,
about that.
Mario Odyssey, and
Mario
Kart
Odyssey and
8 Deluxe.
You know,
Huh.
I'm
Of course.
surprised. I'm honestly surprised. Not that I'm happy about it, 'cause I'm not, but I'm surprised that Prima lasted as long as it did.
Yeah,
You're not
Like,
wrong.
Same.
how
Thinking
long
about
has
it.
this been kind of irrelevant for? It seems like quite a while now. I don't know if maybe they were also selling other stuff, maybe other collectible type stuff, but if it was just on strategy guides, it's like really hard to believe that they were making and selling only strategy guides through 2018. That's kind of nuts.
I
And
do know
apparently,
people.
no, that's it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I'm looking up the wiki page, and that's it. It's just they're the largest publishing company of video game strategy guides. It doesn't look like they have any other form of.
are
income.
they the only
They're the largest.
only
I don't know
printer
what that means. It's all relative.
I
I
do
wonder
know
if
other
maybe
people,
in other parts of the world, maybe they sell
True.
better.
Yeah. That's fair.
but I also I
go
do
ahead,
know
Chris.
people that like are slightly older than us, or not even people that are slightly older. Like I know Jesse has bought strategy guides for games physically, at like pretty recently within the last year or so. So,
Hmm.
there are some people that just kind of dig that, like that's what they're used to. You know what I mean?
right?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they still, or you have like the collectible crowd, and then the people that actually use it, because that's kind of what they've been doing forever, and they just some people don't change. I don't
Yeah.
change, so
That's true.
that's
Same
how it
here.
goes.
And for those people, it sucks that this place is shutting down, but
Yeah.
times are changing.
Well,
Yep.
Have
you
changed.
know what they say. What's old is new again.
That's right.
Just like a certain little dragon guy.
So you know what?
Oh. Oh.
Oh, okay.
smooth as silk.
Yeah,
This is really good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
All right, well, I'm setting the stage.
Yeah, go ahead.
All
Okay,
right.
fine.
This
So
is your thing,
Spyro.
no?
Yeah, I know. So Spyro the dragon, that little guy, just released on the digital store. Can you get a physical copy?
You can, but there's certain caveats about it insofar as the only game available on the disc is the first game. The rest you have to
Oh.
download.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why it's so
Which-
large.
Weird, but okay, fine. I
It's weird.
got it. I completely forgot it came out, and then I was at work and someone mentioned it, and I was really sad that I didn't preload it, so I had to go home and load it up and download while I was eating dinner. And I waited until about 10 o'clock last night, when I'm usually in bed at 9, because I really needed to play it.
Ooh.
And it does not disappoint. I've only played about an hour of it so far, but they kept almost everything the same in terms of like dialogue. Like what the players say is exactly what the players said in the first one, so all the nostalgia is there, but all the models are redone, the audio is completely redone. It's so good, man. It's so good, and it hits you right in the nostalgia, because there's nothing that I've seen so far, and I've seen any of the gameplay that I've seen, that makes you wish you were playing the old one.
And I would hope that would mean that it's doing its job properly as a remaster, you know?
Yeah.
Just remind me again, when did the original Spyro come out? This is a PS1 thing, yeah?
Yes, PlayStation 1. I don't remember the exact year that it came out. I got it when I got my first PlayStation, and I got my first PlayStation probably 1999, something like that, or 98.
We're talking like
I was
20.
young.
Yeah, we're talking about 20 years here, which is actually really impressive for what it is. And what
Yeah.
you're saying is like the visual acuity, like the visual quality of this remaster definitely does it a great service. It definitely feels
100%.
refreshed, but still it's still loyal to, what it is at its core.
Yeah,
It didn't muck anything up.
Yeah, I played the Crash reboot, and it felt like an old Crash game. But I don't know, like it didn't capture me. I was like, yeah, it's just like the same thing, but not a big deal. I didn't finish any of the games, but I already know for a fact that I'm going to finish these Spyro games because they completely redid everything they should have redid, and they left everything the same that should have been left the same. It doesn't feel mechanically very different, which is good because I don't have to like relearn how to play the game. It all plays exactly the way the first one did. It just looks fucking gorgeous.
I'm looking at some images of it right now, and these new visuals are awesome.
Dude,
They
Like,
do
it's
look gorgeous. They
incredible.
look polished. I do like what I
It-
see here too.
Yeah.
That is
And
really
even
impressive.
things like Spyro is a little snarky little dragon, but like
Yep.
they perfectly, the new voice actor is almost spot on to the old one. Yeah, it might even be the same one. I don't know. But it sounds just like the first voice actor. And even the facial expressions that Spyro used to make, like they reanimate it, and you can still tell he has that exact same personality, and the faces he makes are exactly like the faces he made in the first one, just like actually more expressive since it's not 1998 or whatever. So I don't know if you guys played the first one, but I 100% guarantee if you did that you will love these remasters.
I've
when
actually
I was a
never
kid-
played a Spyro game.
When I was
Oh,
a kid, a friend of mine used to play it. I borrowed I played along, at a friend's house several times. I enjoyed what I had, what I played
Yeah.
of it anyway. But go ahead, Chris.
even if you didn't play it, I would suggest that you pick it up at some point, even if you wait until it drops a little bit, because it's $40 right now. But it's
That's
a lot
not
of
too
game for
bad.
$40 as well, though.
Yeah.
You get 3 games, and they take a bit to beat them. But as a platformer, it's one of the best platformers I've ever played. It's like that and Jack and Daxter are like my
Oh,
two.
that's my shit.
Dude.
So they fit right into classics. You would imagine, why is that not on the PS1 Well, it doesn't have to be, I suppose.
Because
Well,
Jack
there's
and
a whole-
Daxter goes on the PS2.
Rob, were you talking about Spyro?
Talk about
Or-
Spyro. Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
think it's
that
exactly because
Because they just remastered it.
They
yeah,
remastered it. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
yeah.
So what you're saying is it did your nostalgia good service as opposed
100%.
to certain other games that probably stepped all over your nostalgia by releasing a half shoddy port. I'm talking about Fallout 76, but again, you haven't played it, so it doesn't matter.
I haven't played it. I'm not even gonna go down that road just yet because I just want to bask for like another 5 seconds in how wonderful Spyro is.
I'm sorry. You
Great that
take
is.
that light and you bask in it. You bask in that afterglow, sir.
Yeah. So go ahead if you're listening to this and you haven't bought it, you're on the fence. Go ahead, buy it. You won't be disappointed. If you never played it, go ahead, play it. They're really good platformers. Some of the things they ask you to do are very difficult. So it's challenging in some kind of way, and yeah, it's fun.
If you don't like it, be sure to send your physical copies to Chris's house. I'm
Yo,
sure he
I
would
will.
like as
I
many
will
as
take
you.
it. It's fine. It's fine, man. I will take them and keep them. No problem.
What's for
Anyone
all?
have any final thoughts?
No, I think I think I'm all good on this front.
Buy,
I think we had a
buy
very.
Spyro.
All right, you heard
Just
it.
keep pitching.
Go
You heard it
buy
here
it.
first, folks.
I mean,
If
don't
Chris-
forget to buy Pokemon while you're at it.
So yeah, I just want to know. So you guys, all your next game you're all gonna get is Pokemon.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
All right. I may be joining a little late. Just gonna.
No worries.
Not out
Hey,
there.
it'll always be there for you. It'll
Yeah.
be the most casual Pokemon game
Right.
yet. So it's not like you have to race to finish it.
Yeah.
So,
And by
hey,
next episode, we'll be able to have some firsthand impressions on it, which will be good.
That
'cause
is
we
true.
talked about it for
Yeah.
the
True.
last
And then I
3
get to
days.
ask a whole bunch of questions. So I'll be ignorant.
there you go. This works, and
Sure.
we're probably gonna have a lot to talk about too. I'm sure we'll have a lot of, just a lot of good discussion points as well.
Yeah. Who knows? I might turn my cheek to the other way on Pikachu. Maybe I'll actually like Pikachu next week.
Well, you're not gonna have Pikachu, so it's not
Find
like it
out
matters,
next
does it?
week.
On Dragon Ball
Next
Z.
time.
on Yu-Gi-Oh. But if that's it, then that's gonna do it for us here on Memory Slot A podcast. Now saving. Do not turn off the power.